Welcome to Charts Today. My name's David Linton, and today's edition for Monday, the 8th of March, comes to you from London. And a lot of change today, so we'll just look what lies in store for the week. But yeah, a lot of things going on, so it makes it much more interesting. The first one is that the dollar seems to have made a low. So you can only really call this retrospectively. We've had the low, then the high, then the higher low, and then the new higher high. So that's Dow theory playing through. We're crossing on the daily chart. So we're seeing a stronger dollar, stronger trend. Looks like the dollar might have found the bottom. And I'm always reluctant to call a bottom, but now we can see that that's happening. So strong dollar is looking very much like the theme. And that means, therefore, that the euro is looking weaker against the dollar, breaking lower, and all the things that we just applied to that dollar index chart. When you look at euro dollar, we're breaking down through the trend. We're bearish on the daily chart, and we're moving through on the 60-minute. Japanese yen, we're also seeing the dollar is looking stronger here, so that's a real sign that we are breaking higher. We've got this little mini range going on at the moment around the 108.50 level, but dollar is looking stronger against the yen. That stronger dollar means that sterling is looking weaker against the yen, against the dollar. So we are just seeing the trend is still pretty good. We're running in line really with the dollar, but for the moment, dollar has the upper hand. Euro-wise, though, sterling is looking stronger, breaking new highs. 1640. We had 1686 as the target. That's pretty much been met, and we've just pulled back from that. So that's looking like that target's playing through, and we've got upside targets into the 130s. So sterling looking strong. A lot of that vaccine related, of course. Taking a look at Bitcoin, we're sitting just below that 50,000 mark. We are still in bullish trends, but for the moment, we're just struggling to break that 50,000 mark. The S&P was up on Friday, up nearly 2%. So that was looking like a better end of the week, and the same on the Nasdaq. But we are still bearish below the cloud here, and most importantly of all, we're seeing the futures markets down. We're down nearly just under 1% on the S&P, and the Nasdaq down nearly 2%. So that is implying tech stocks will sell off further when they open today, and that has got the VIX volatility up some 13% this morning, in the high 20s again. So the fear index is just showing that markets are fearful. The FTSE future is flat this morning, so that's not showing through in the UK market, and the same in Germany is holding on to its strength. So for the most part, we're seeing European equities bucking the trend. The CAC Current up 0.5% as well. The Japanese market flat today, no real change. The Chinese markets, though, the Hong Kong down 2%, its downtrend continues, and the Chinese stock market down 2.3% in Shanghai, making new lows. So we are just seeing, although we've got this good long-term breakout, we are just seeing a pullback back to that support level. The Sensex in India was flat overnight, so no big changes there, and the Aussie market up 0.4%. So we are just seeing there. Just still struggling on that short-term chart. The big ones, Brent crude. We'll take a look at the energy markets in a minute. We are just taking a look at some of the commodities. We're seeing wheat continuing its run and creating some concerns, inflationary concerns here. Gold also looking stronger there. So it's short-term weakness just showing through. And we have got these downside targets. So this downside target given on the weekly chart, quite significant on the 1% chart, nearly been met. The key thing for gold is that we hold this, it's really about 1670. That's where this target to the upside was given. If we fall below 1760, and we're pretty close to that now, we would remove that upside target. Short term, still bearish. Silver looking a little bit better this morning. Not as falling away as heavily as gold, but short-term bearish, holding on to its bull trend just. The long-term chart still looking pretty good. Copper actually seeing a bit of a pullback, down just 1.75%, but the trend is still very much up there. US 10-year yields are breaking the 160 level, so bond yields just pushing higher, continuing. So that trend breaking. That upside target last week of 326 given. So this is a really significant move for the market. The same with a 30-year bond. up 1% to 2.3%, so looking stronger there as well. Taking a look at the energy mix now, we've got Brent crude nudging that $70 mark, just can't quite break through. We did actually break through $70 early this morning, but we've pulled back. There is a target of 71.30 which was met, but a lack of upside targets is the main concern here, and we've gone out neutral to clients today on Brent crude. WTI also just similarly, we're shortage of targets there, so that's quite key. US Nat Gas remains in a bearish trend, so that's the key thing there. So we are seeing Nat Gas just sitting at the moment in that downtrend, and again we're maintaining a bearish stance there, just really testing that support level. Coal is looking less strong than it was a week ago. We're just seeing that falling off. And emissions, although we're down 1% on emissions this morning, we do have quite good upside targets here. So it's looking, we're pulling back, but it is looking like a break for emissions this week. And so that's significant there. We're just hitting resistance on that level, but probably a pullback, looking set for a move out of that trend, and we've got lots of targets to suggest that. Gas market's looking a bit better this morning, 1.5% on MBP, and we're seeing up, and on TTF we are recovering into a slightly bullish mode. We're neutral on gas. German power, actually we're calling the break this week. It's breaking that level, got good upside targets, so we're seeing German power pushing higher there, so that's quite significant as well. And last of all, if we look at Nordic power, the cow, we're seeing some resistance. The quarterly is already breaking out, and we've made those calls out to clients this morning. Take a look at our market report. That's it for today. Until tomorrow, happy charting. See you then.